it is your buddy. Peace and harmony with you here today. Much love going out to all the beautiful empowered harmonizers. And we're zooming in and focusing in a little bit more in depth on the journey towards a guide to healing from emotional manipulation or abuse, particularly at the hands of someone who is a malignant narcissist or someone who is pathological in their self-interest, a personality disordered individual, someone who has slighted you in a number of ways, including, most often the negativity and the toxicity associated with emotional manipulation or emotional abuse. When we talk about manipulation, it's really an issue of intent. There is malintent behind the communication. The communication can be one of an illusory or pathological lying effect where they are trying to tell you one thing that is untruthful, and it's getting you to believe the lies and believe the illusion, and then you're relating then with a falsehood or a facade of an individual, and you're not really dealing with the real person. You're not dealing with the facts. You're not dealing with the correct information. And so you find yourself being misled, being betrayed, being cheated on. And this is very emotionally abusive and very hurtful, very painful, very crippling state to be in. It can be very bewildering. You feel like it's never going to end, and you feel like, you have irreparable damage to your emotions, and you feel like you'll never be able to hold a job, have relationships, being able to eat, sleep. Your emotions are just, haywire. So these are oftentimes the effects of emotional manipulation, emotional abuse. So when it comes through really healing, we really want to look a little bit more in depth in terms of really how do you get a foothold? How do you really begin to plant the seeds for you moving forward? And before we really get started, I want to give once again a huge shout out to those of you who have recently donated to the channel. Whoop whoop, it is an honor and a privilege to be able to have UK in the house, particularly the West Midlands. I have not been to the UK. I do have friends who have lived there, who work in the insurance industry, very large, big brokerage there, in the sports area and things of that nature. So the soccer, Manchester United. So it's an honor and a privilege. Thank you so much for your contribution. It's great to hear from you, and beautiful to have and be able to host this and reach all the way to you from the U.S. in the format that we are. So thank you so much for your donations and your contributions, and we'd like to welcome you here particularly today. And so we're going to zoom in and focus in a little bit more in depth on really a guide to healing from this emotional abuse. It takes oftentimes a very prolonged period of time to heal, particularly because people then, once they're in this wounded state, it's very difficult to understand the tools, articulate the feelings, come to terms with things, so to speak, come to a sense of understanding, particularly, the striving is with the abuser. It's trying to come to terms oftentimes with them, and when then that doesn't work, there's a feeling of defeat. There's a feeling of like, no one loves me. No one loves me. That sort of feeling, I am unlovable, is oftentimes then the self-talk that is then created and then perpetuates this negative state even when they're not around. So it's kind of like you're carrying this abuse with you all the time energetically, and then it interferes, it spills over, and it taints your other relationships or opportunities, particularly any sort of positive information that could be coming in. Oftentimes when you're in this wounded, down, sort of emotionally abused state, those positive opportunities you're not really able to grab them. You're not able to get a hold of them and then, climb the rope to better opportunities. You don't receive compliments. You don't receive invitations, or no, I don't feel well. No, I can't do that. No, I don't feel good. I don't have anything to wear. I don't have anything to bring. I'm not happy enough. I don't feel good. That, and the compliments don't resonate. They don't stick because they it doesn't feel familiar. It doesn't take root because that feeling state has not been validated or nurtured enough. It hasn't been believed enough. So you have a complete disconnect of your self-belief. And so you're then wounded self-belief and who you feel you are then isn't able to act in the world. It's not able to grab and accept compliments. It's not able to grab and accept relationships or invites or doing things or traveling or following up on your interests. These things just, begin to just extinguish themselves, and then you become, incorrigibly unhappy. So to become, coachable and to be able to become resilient is to understand that you need to kind of clear out all the negative information, input, looks, physical abuse, the things that have been, all the negative messages that have been implanted within you. You need to clear them out like a really, really good gardener. I mean, just imagine having, at your disposal, moving forward, a very clear, clean 10 acres with which to work and plant the seeds of your life moving forward. In other words, there's no strangling vines. There's no, weeds that are going to, take hold of the garden right away. It's all cleared out. All the roots from, are extracted, are pulled out. They've had big heavy machinery come in and pull out all the weeds, all the roots. It's just pure soil. And then you've got bedrock underneath, and then you've got the water bed, but it's the most rich and fertile of soil. And if that was given to you, 10 acres of this, what would you do with it? Would you begin to plant weeds, toxic, evil trees? Would you put in the ugliest of things you could find? Or what would you plant? And I want to pick up where we left off, because really that's what healing from emotional abuse is. It's being able to sit and look at your garden moving forward and say, this is a gift. This is wonderful. This is my future. This is what I can create now. And I'm only going to plant seeds of positivity and goodness and strength and courage and opportunities moving forward. And then I'm going to focus on those with energy, attention, and emotion. And I'm going to be able to receive the sunlight, the oxygen, the wind, and the other nutrients that are being tilled in the soil moving forward, so that I will be able to create and manifest these in my life moving forward. And these are mine. This is my I am. This open 10 acres is my I am. This is what I have before me. And this is what I have. This is mine. I'm taking ownership and control over it now. So that is what the feeling state is that you need to really, really heal from very profound or prolonged emotional abuse. So knowing that to be the case, knowing that it's all been cleared out, having the power of your mind's eye and all of your senses being able to focus in on this new 10 acre of soil. So it's a feeling state that I wish to share with you right now that is a very, very powerful and profound healing state that I am giving you, that you can have now and forever moving forward. And so it is. And so with this, now when I talk about the senses and resensitizing yourself, that's all of your 5 senses, including 6 and 7, which is your intuition, which is your feeling state, which is your gut feeling. You do have neurons, which are nerve cells, brain cells. The cells which comprise your brain are called neurons, and they have axons and dendrites and synapses and neurochemicals that all make, it's a very electrical process that creates, and is responsible for everything, all of the subconscious process, and, having your heartbeat and your lungs, and, you're following commands of your hands and your feet, and it is the control center. And then the heart that pumps the blood moving forward. You also, though, have neurons in your gut. So you actually have neurons, so when you get a gut feeling, you get a happy, excited feeling, you get the butterflies in your stomach. That is your intention going, That is your neurons in your stomach. That is your gut. That is your intuition going, wow, that is awesome. That's so exciting. I want to go there. I can do this. That is your gut. And then your consciousness, which is your higher consciousness, which is your seventh layer, which is really when you begin to really incorporate all these and you become very congruent with all of your senses moving forward for you, is that your higher consciousness, your higher moral state, your better judgment is able to be enacted. So you begin to have this real energetic experience of like, wow, my life is changing. Wow, I'm no longer making these mistakes. Wow, I am now focusing on the future, and that is all that matters. And I just release myself to the future. I surrender. So that is your seventh sense. So it's your higher consciousness and being able to incorporate all these moving forward to really truly heal, i.e., to patch up all the wounds, the bleeding mind, the bleeding self. Is to really take that and say, okay, here we are right now. Let's just sit very calm and peacefully in front of these 10 acres. And these 10 acres are your future moving forward. No one else has laid hands on it, and no one else will be able to lay hands on it except for you. This is yours. You are the only one who has access to this fertile soil. And it is you then who has the seeds that you can plant as you desire, as you wish, as you deem most beneficial for yourself, for your future moving forward. And these seeds are very simple. They are your I am seeds. I am happy. I am safe. I am smiling. I am content. I am joyous. I am blissful. I am gracious. I am polite. I am friendly. I am a good friend. I receive good friends, and I know best. So these are the seeds that you can envision moving forward. If you had perhaps, in an unlimited amount of seeds, and that were healthy and could grow perfectly in this fodder, in this pure, clean land moving forward, what seeds of goodness would you plant? And how would you nurture them? How would you look at them? How would you tend to them? How would you make sure that they are there? Just by looking at them would be nurturing enough. So it is to keep your mind's eye and have the focus on this and being able to accept and incorporate it and then have that congruent with all of your senses. So in other words, to resensitize yourself to that future with boundaries and standards, knowing exactly that you have the control and you can plant these seeds moving forward. And that with your intention and your focus moving forward, it'll give you the higher awareness to be able to say no when no is necessary, yes when yes is necessary, even if it makes you scared, even if it makes you uncomfortable, even if it's a state of newness. That I receive the compliments. Yes, I receive the invites, and I can accept those with boundaries and standards as I see fit and as I am comfortable. And furthermore, to invite these positive feeling states into your future is to plant the seeds and look forward in a state of peace and a state of absolute 100% self-belief, that I believe this to be so. And I will then participate with the feelings, behaviors, experiences, and decisions and the choices with which create this to be. In other words, yes, my behaviors will be congruent with these seeds. I am happy, yes. And then when you do this, you're giving a command to your subconscious mind to fulfill these. And then all of a sudden you'll feel like, wow, what makes me happy is going for a walk. What makes me happy is learning to cook gourmet. What makes me happy is learning to shop for carpentry tools. What makes me happy is going ahead and riding a bike. What makes me happy is redoing my bathroom. What makes me happy is getting a new sofa, a new table, a new job, a new relationship, a new cafe, a new type of coffee, a new type of cereal, a new type of milk, a new type of butter, a new type of ice cream, a new type of yogurt, a new type of book, a new type of group, a new type of support group, a new type of doctor, a new type of friend. Do you see how this is so important for you moving forward? And it helps you to elicit that creative mind. It's to help open that up. It's to say, now that I have this fertile land and I am strong, I would love to. Now that I have this fertile ground and I am safe, I would love to relate to people in this way, and this way is. And to be able to fill in the blank. Now that I'm not wounded, I would love to relate to people that, now that I'm strong and can protect myself, I would love to become. Now that I'm strong and can protect myself, I would love to be. Now that I'm strong and can protect myself, I would love to have. Now that I'm strong and can protect myself, I would love to go to. Now that I'm strong and can protect myself, I would love to do, and fill in the blanks. Fill in the blanks with these solutions to yourself. This is an opportunity for your wellspring of creativity to spring up from within you. It's opening the door to the opportunity, to the quantum field, and to know that when you do this, the universe has no choice but to deliver. The universe will follow your commands. The subconscious will follow your commands. But if you have only very, very low self-belief, then you're only going to have very, very low feelings and low results. You know, your belief in self will command. It's like the law of the lid. It will command how far you go, what you do, what you act on, what compliments you receive, what positivity you believe about yourself. Oh, that's not true, I'm not beautiful. That's not true, I'm not handsome. That's not true, I'm not in shape. That's not true, I'm not a good cook. Do you see how if you're that negative state oftentimes will be a very unfertile ground for positivity to take root, and so it'll cause you to not follow up on your interests. And when they do have moments of inspiration, you shut it down. You don't write it down. You don't follow up. You don't believe it. You don't pursue it. You don't do anything with it. It just never happens, because that lack of self-belief is stronger than your life force moving forward. So it's to understand and to pull that out and really work with that fertile land moving forward. And you can plant those seeds. In other words, you know, it can be as very, very simple. Keep it very simple, but focus on it. And then also make a commitment that when the opportunity arises, I will accept it. When the people show up, I will acknowledge them. When the answers come, I will comply. When the solutions are there, I will take note, and I will make that better choice. My higher consciousness is also sharpened and refined and open, so I'm operating by a stronger, more effortless, relaxed lifestyle. Now that I'm in this peaceful state, the solutions just well up within me. They overflow me with solutions and opportunities and choices and behaviors, and I'm following up on them, and I'm receiving positive regard, and this is okay. This is fine. This is safe. I have this. I have this, and this is mine, and this is okay. I enjoy the good. I love the positive. I love the opportunity. I love the more positive feelings and the things that it's bringing me that I have commanded. So your seeds, once again, can be that with